Shit, I didn't even check to see how I look. What?
Good, man.
Nah, we back for another episode 11, I believe, and I could be wrong on that, but it don't really matter.
I think so, yeah.
It don't really matter. We'll keep rocking it. I don't have to say the fucking episode number. They'll see it when I put it up. But how y'all boys have a good day today?
Yeah, man, it was good. It was a little long, but it wasn't bad. It was chill. Normal day at the shop.
Yeah, I feel that. It was a full day for me too. What about you?
Yeah, it was a long day for me too. What time did I get here? You were here before me?
No,
I was here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it started at 9, man.
I always have
going messing with y'all boys.
I always have a hard time answering when people say, "Oh, have you had a long day?" And it's like, well, it's always the exact same schedule, technically, like at the same slot. So if it's full, it's full. It's not really a long day.
No, but a long day
is when
like
it feels long.
Yeah, a bunch of like
obviously
not vibing clients.
Yeah, I feel that. Speaking of not vibing, let's get right into it. How do y'all feel about the idea of letting down your clients because you're too booked right now? Like, I feel like Joey's going through that right now.
Yeah, man, that's really hard because like most of my clients are used to be able to hit me up and get right in. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I got spots later today, and even like for tomorrow. But recently with Booksy and Boost going on and running the ads and stuff, like I just been getting booked out a couple days in advance. So when people hit me up now and they're like, yo, I need a cut. You available like later today? And I'm still at school and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm booked out already.
Yeah.
And, sometimes they'll find somewhere else to go or they'll try to book with one of y'all. But it does feel disappointing to me. Like, yeah. I feel like just because they're my boys. Most of them that hit me up are like, my people that I cut all the time. I've been cutting for years. So when they hit me up and like, yo, can I get in? And every single time before this, it was like, yeah, bro, come slide through. But now it's starting to get like real.
I feel that. It's disappointing, but it's a good thing. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
sure.
That's a good. That means that you're growing. Mm-hmm. You're going in the right direction. You don't want to let those people down, but if they really want the best for you and want you to keep growing in that direction, then they should be proud of you and happy that you're at that point where you do have to make an appointment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I've had a lot of them be like, yo, I'm proud of you, dude. Or like, dang, my boy getting booked out because that's what I'm working towards. So.
Yeah, that's good, bro. I told you you'd be at that level at this point. Like by the time you graduated, we should have had you good to go by that point.
Yeah.
Dope. Because it was a big move going from walk-ins to just straight appointments. I think we talked about that before, but I definitely feel that because I've been having that issue, but lately I've been having it again for the same reason. You have a lot more questions and inquiries about how you run your business. So I've been having a few hot questions that come up all the time, like obviously how much for a cut, which I'm about to get to the point where it's like I'm not even going to tell you. Because you got to just go to my link and all the information is there. Yeah. It's like it's too much time spent on the same question when you have the information there. Even though I understand it, you know what I'm saying? It's different if it's like in conversation, but they just DM, yo, how much? I'm starting to feel like how I think tattoo artists feel when you hit them up, like, yo, how much? You're like, bro, I don't know. What are you getting? And then you got to have this whole conversation, and when they could have just looked on the booking website.
Yeah, that's what.
But that.
Link it. Just check
But you don't want to do it in a way that seems like you're being an asshole. No, you know what I'm saying?
I say it professionally.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
That's another hard thing that I'm getting used to because I don't want to feel like the bad guy or like I'm just trying to like brush them off because like people will hit me up and I'm just having a busy day and be like, yo, can I get a haircut? And I just send them the link. But I'm like, yeah, bro, from here you can book an appointment.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just send them the link and be like, all right.
Yeah. Oh, damn, he didn't even say that. Yeah, it's not personal. Yeah, you got to think about that. That, and then I had another one where, what was the other one that I've been having? Oh, where a couple of people have been asking me, like basically kind of alluding to, I try to make an appointment, but it's asking for my payment information. So I just wanted to see if I could lock it in with you. And it's like, nah, bro, like you have to do the prepayment. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, you could do it, but if you don't do the prepayment, then I can't get you an appointment because you can't change the way you run your business to accommodate somebody. If they want to do business with you, then they have to do business with you the way that you do business. Right. You know what I mean? Because you're the service provider. So if you start bending your policies left and right, like we talked about before, there's certain relationships you have across the board. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. There are certain relationships that come with perks. But generally speaking, just because somebody doesn't want to do it, it's like, well, it's cool, but I mean, if you want me to cut your hair, then you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
You think barbers should work off of prepayments?
I mean, that's a personal thing. There's lots of different types of barbers, so it wouldn't make sense for a lot of barbers. You know what I mean? I just appreciate it. I like that aspect more. Have you been having that since you moved to prepayments online?
Have what?
The same situation? Or have you been noticing a lot of people not liking it? Do you think people like it more? Have you gotten any feedback?
I've gotten more positive feedback more than anything. I think there was one time that some guy asked, "Hey, listen, man, I only have cash," and I knew him, and I knew he was good for it. So,
yeah,
I let that one slide. But then you turned that thing on.
Nah, did you notice something?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, but no, most of them like it, and I was thinking the other day, I'm like, man, why didn't I do this like a long time ago? Because if they prepay, let's just say they book 2 weeks in advance, that money's gonna, it's gonna fall over. You know what I'm saying? And you're never gonna run out of money, pretty much. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you spend your money, but it kind of like rolls over, and it's kind of like getting in advance. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like,
which could be dangerous.
It could be if you're not disciplined, but you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, you're always paid.
It's a double-edged sword.
And I can't believe that it took me this long to realize that.
Yeah, and then you don't even have to worry about it.
No.
You just literally look in your account and it's like everybody already paid me.
Something that I've been wondering, like I've been meaning to ask y'all, is like, do people not tip now because you have prepayments? Mm-mm. Or is that
You feel like they do.
No. I don't check. Maybe I should check.
I never check to check. If I see it because I'm going through something, then I'll see it, but I'm never like looking for it.
If they're not giving me like cash tip, then I just assume that they didn't tip me.
But that's not true, because a lot of people, I know for a fact, a lot of people do tip. Some people aren't sure the first time. Oh, you got to throw out the gum, bro.
Oh, you hear it?
It's gross. Heavy. That's gross. I feel like Angela Yee.
Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter.
Teacher in the class.
I feel like Angela Yee right now. She's always telling him to throw that shit out.
I feel like Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter, man. Just trying to get that flavor.
Oh shit! No, damn. What was I just saying about? Oh, the prepayments. What was I on?
Can't even tell you.
Bro, you just said something about prepayments. You remember, Jimmy? Yeah, that gum took it.
I'm sorry, bro.
Left it. It's all good. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Prepayments.
People tipping.
Oh yeah, people tipping. So people definitely tip on the app. At first, when I first switched over, I thought that it was getting a little less, which I was still okay with. But then I noticed over time, I don't know why, or I have no explanation, but now I feel like it's just as much, because I still will either get cash tips, or they'll try to pay with card extra, like maybe still use their card to give you a tip, or they'll ask like that's what I was saying. Their first time they'll come get a cut, and then they'll be like, "Hey man, I brought you cash this time for your tip, but like, is it cool? Do you care if I tip on the app?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's all going to the same place," because some people don't necessarily count those. Those funds, but all mine goes through my shit. So,
or they'll Zelle me too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. They'll Zelle me after the
shout out Zelle.
if they don't have cash.
Shout out Zelle.
Shout out Zelle. That's one of the greatest apps of all time.
Yeah, it is,
for many reasons.
You do many things.
Y'all got me thinking about prepayments now.
We've been telling you to do that,
but I don't know if I want to do it yet.
Same thing with your cancellation policy.
Yeah, that's bigger. That's bigger for sure.
So with the cancellation policy, do you have to have prepayments on?
If you're trying to set it through Booksy, yes. Like if you're trying to make it automatic,
it's only prepayment.
Well, you don't have to do a prepayment to do a cancellation.
Cancellation fee?
No, you either do a prepayment or you do no call, no show fee.
To be honest with you, the way I do it, if it's no call, no show, they already prepaid, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you're not doing prepayments and you try to do cancellation fees, there's no way to. If they have already paid, there's no way to get the money. So it's just something you have to stick to.
Yeah, that happened the other day.
So it's like if that happens to me, I just let them know, because they already know it's part of the policy. Plus, they just know how it goes. So I'll let them know, hey, I noticed this happened, so I'm just going to have to include that on their next service or whatever. And they're usually like, oh, yeah, cool, I get it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't get it, then well, you know, you're not my type of client. You feel me? Like, if you can't understand why I'm doing it that way, then it's all good. But I'm getting better at, I like to please people, and not in a people pleaser type of way. Just like, I like making people happy. You know what I'm saying? That I'm in the service industry. Yeah, I like good customer service. I like giving people good experiences, good social experiences, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's always disappointing to have to give anybody bad news. Yeah. When you asked me to golf the other day, I had to say no. But I'm like, yeah, I want to go, but no, I can't go. You know what I mean? For any little thing. But at the end of the day, now when you're like, you know, we're thinking about running like a business, because you are running as a business, I should say, not thinking about it. You have to conduct yourself as such, and there are just certain standards and guidelines and things you have to stand on. And it's like, damn, bro, I hate to let you down, but like you should know this already. You know what I'm saying? Like not in a bad way, but just like I can't make an exception for you.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
But you know, sometimes people get lucky. Just like we don't do walk-ins, but when some people walk in at the right time, you just got a cancellation. It's like, hey, absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
And then you make double the money.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, if you made sure to get that money. But that's all I was saying. You just got to make sure that you stand on the policy. So if it happens when they come in, they already know, and it's not a bad conversation. It's like, hey, bro, you know, last time you had that late cancellation, just so you know, I still got to charge you half of this or whatever policy you decide to go by. But make sure it's in all the information that you put on Booksy so that when they book an appointment, it's there. So they get a confirmation email with your policy.
Whether they read it or not, it's still there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, you want to be a human being, listen to people's scenarios, you know, don't be a robot. But that's what it's there for, is to make sure that you're covered and that you did your due diligence.
Yeah, because I had a lot of people that would book, like first-time clients, and they would book, and then they'd cancel, and then they reschedule for later in the week. And then I had one dude that did that. He booked, didn't no call, no showed, like didn't even cancel it. And then booked an appointment later. He booked it on Tuesday, no call, no showed that. Booked the one for Friday and no call, no showed that one. Mm-hmm. So it was like, you know what I mean? It was like, I was trying to be lenient, but I can't help you anymore.
That's all part of the process of being a newer barber. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, I guess, quite frankly, I hear that way too much. And, I went through that too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like how we was talking the other night, you know, all the stuff that you were telling me, I was like, bro, it sounds like my younger self is talking to me. Yeah. Like everything that he's feeling as a newer barber. And I'm like, bro, just like what you're feeling is totally normal. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good thing to kind of experience because, you know, like being young, you have so many people to compare yourself to. And like, it's not an excuse or, you know, I'm not comparing myself to anybody, but you know, you see one barber doing the exact same thing you are, and he's, you know, making 10 times more, having a constant flow of clients. And it's like, what am I doing? You know,
that's one of the biggest challenges. But ultimately that comes down to anything. Like when you start something, there's going to be people who have been doing it for years.
For sure.
And just like if you start working out in the gym, if you go to the gym, you're going to see some swole ass dudes in there that have been doing it, you know, not including steroids, but it don't even matter if they do steroids because you still got to put in the work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like you're going to go in there and see people who are way further than you using different tools and resources than you have available to you. And you can't let that stop you from starting where you're at and just grinding it out, which shout out Joey for starting his workouts. I just use that analogy, but proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. So we got to hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Keep it going. That's what I like. I love things that can give a sense of community and help people hold each other accountable in a real way, not in some bullshit way.
Yeah,
you know
I was telling Jimmy about that the other night. Like, it feels good, like, when you start to feel a pickup throughout the shop. Because, like, you know, you can get on your social media game and be posting, but when everybody is kind of following that around and reposting videos and commenting. And
it's like, damn, I can't slack, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like Gonzo posted a video, and then Jimmy, and then Philby, and it's like, nah, you know what I mean? I got to keep up.
And I've been hearing good things about that too. So like, you know, I appreciate all y'all for all of us being on that level because I've actually been hearing people tell me, clients and people who know me come to me and be like, man, it's crazy how like you're the only shop I've seen where everybody is on that same, like everybody's putting in the same effort across the board, like individually when it comes to stuff that we do together, you know, like at most shops you see, there's always maybe a one or two or somebody who's just does kind of their own thing or whatever, but we're really coming together strong in that way. So,
that is dope just to see because it's really hard to have everybody do, or, you know, 4 guys to be on the same page. So that's cool.
We just got to keep that going, man. And then also still keep in mind and keep in touch with the other barbers around here. We try to do our best with that too. So
it makes it really feel like a team.
Yeah. hold on. I got Jimmy's notes here. Were you going to say something?
No. I was going to ask you what else you had. Oh, you had multiple points.
Yeah, I did have another point. Another thing that had been on my mind. Well, first of all, this just applies, before I go to that topic, this just applies to what he's talking about having the discipline to keep driving towards getting to the next level of barbering. It's crazy for me, at least, going from starting to do your own thing as a barber and then, trying different barbershops. Every time you go to a new shop, if you know that feeling when you get a new, well, I know Joey doesn't because you've been a barber, but you know the feeling of when you get a new job, like any level job, you know what I mean? And it's like your first day and you're just starting. It's almost like the first day of school all over again. Like that's how it kind of feels for me, at least, every time you go to a new shop. Because like, yeah, you're doing your same thing with your same business, but you have no idea how this shop operates. You don't know the relationships. You don't know the dynamic between the clients. Same type of feeling. Yeah. So, where was I going with that story? That's how I felt pretty much the whole time, right? So I made sure to keep something fresh and new. And obviously through that journey, it's taken different levels of discipline. And I've focused really hard some years on one or two things that I've been trying to be more disciplined with. But then I'll notice it teeter-totters and you lose a little bit of discipline in the other way. And it's like, it's basically that constant battle of trying to be, quote unquote, like the perfect balance level. You know what I'm saying? Of you all the time. And every once in a while, you're going to slip one way or the other. And you just got to keep your eye focused on like where you're trying to get regardless. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, it might have been a rant, but that was kind of...
No, that comes with trial and error. But I mean, that's spot on, man. That's like me too.
That's just like me.
Yeah.
But some people just don't want to take responsibility for any of that discipline.
Yeah. But it's hard. It is hard to take that responsibility. Like, it's not one of those things you just...
But like but not to cut you out, Joe, but I was telling him, I think he had asked me when was my turning point of like getting it, you know what I'm saying? Like passing out cards or like, being consistent. And I told him that because I had no choice. Like I had to provide for my family.
Mm-hmm. You know exactly. You have no option. And I told him,
I was like, well, right now you're not at that because you're still in high school, you're living with your parents. So it's kind of like, I don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you get to that point, then everything will just take off.
But that's also, but do you remember what you were going to say? Because I don't want to make you forget. He's like, nah, I totally forgot. But that's exactly why I also want to keep the mentality of like, if we can help him get to that point before he has no choice, that's only going to put him in a better position. You know what I mean? So even though it's hard to make it relatable because of that, because we were in a position where if you don't do it, you got to go back to a regular job. And it's like, hell no, I'm not trying to do that. If he can understand that without that level of emergency, then if you can get disciplined on that level, you know what I'm saying?
That puts a whole new perspective on it for me. Because I've never thought about it. Like I've never had to treat it like it was like, oh, like I better lock in and, get right because this is my only source of income. Or because, I like luckily and thank the Lord, I haven't really paid for like, anything. My mom pays my insurance and all that. So like I've never had to make this money. Like if I had a slow week, it's all right.
You're like, I don't care.
But like that's crazy. Like y'all actually went through that. Like there was a time where you were like, I gotta lock in, or I'm gonna be working a normal job.
If we didn't, then we would have no money. You know,
because I mean, you could work a barber job and then work a regular job, but you're gonna be worn out.
You're working twice as hard, and
you got
a
family, and you got to balance all that. So you just got to take the leap. Scary, but
But that's the same leap you have to take ultimately at any point in your life. Like everybody, anywhere that you're trying to go, you have to make that kind of a leap. And the people who accomplish things, that sounded crazy. The people who accomplish things are the ones who take that leap over and over and over again. Because you constantly have to put yourself in that mindset. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. Who wants, this is exactly what they talk about when they say you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's that exact same thing. You have to make yourself uncomfortable or life is going to make you uncomfortable and it's going to be way worse. You know what I'm saying? That's like the same thing. I've heard Joe Rogan talk about that all the time. Like that's the importance of waking up in the morning and having a good hard workout that challenges you first thing in the morning. right? So that everything is easier throughout the day. And you've already put yourself into a way harder position for an hour and a half this morning when you woke up than anything will put you through the rest of the day. So how could you have a negative day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel that. Yeah. And I feel that way since we started working out.
Yeah. And then you apply that to everything you do.
And then you just get more disciplined. Like it just happens.
And it's and not that this is the goal, but if anything happens to knock you off track, which I can say for me happens all the time for different reasons at different points in the journey. But I don't sit there and be like, damn, bro, like I got off track. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh shit, caught myself slipping. Like I got to get back on my shit. And I'm acknowledging all the things that if you can't just not try to acknowledge the things that you're doing that are not good for you. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people do that.
It's easier to give away that responsibility and not take yourself accountable, because then you have nobody to blame but you, and that's what people don't like. Like they don't like the feeling where it's like, oh man, I can't blame this person. I have to take it's my fault. I'm like this. Oh, okay, that's a heavy responsibility. People don't let me
lock in.
Yeah.
Are you talking about working out?
Yeah.
I was thinking that once you start seeing results and you start realizing that the discipline that you're putting yourself through, once you see that it's starting to work, your mindset is going to start to mature and start to actually be more disciplined on life choices. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're seeing that the hard work does pay off, the discipline does pay off, and you start seeing results in your body, and then just by practicing those disciplines, it transfers into other things in your life.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Like I like, you know how you said you mature, but like, you know, with seeing your body grow. But I feel that way about like cutting hair and getting booked out. Because like at first, you know what I mean, I was kind of just like fiddling around. You know, I was taking it serious just because I wanted haircuts. And then when you start getting that constant flow, you're like, I want to keep this going.
Yeah, you're so like, I did it. Yeah.
Now I'm going and talking to random people. I'm like, yo, I'm a barber, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you feel more confident.
Yeah, it just feels, because now you're a barber before, but now you're really a barber. Mm-hmm. Like now you feel like a barber. That's how I felt. So now I was like, you know, I'm getting booked out. I'm kind of real now.
And it's the same principle. That's why you're like, you compare it. He's talking about, we started at working out, and it's like, oh, it applies to this and it applies to this. Because that's like the most simple form of like the structure of anything you do. Is like, it's the same thing. If you go into a sales job for the first time and you're a rookie, it's the same thing. If you go into any sporting, you know what I mean, team, it's the same process. If you go to school, it's the same thing on an academic level. It applies to everything. And once you get used to that and starting over all the time, you know what I'm saying? Then you're just constantly growing.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
That was a good little run. I feel like I just learned a lot from one conversation.
Well, if we do that every time, then we're elevating, baby.
Yeah, right.
That's what it's about. So, these kind of conversations is another thing I wanted to discuss too, because we always talk about, you know, well, at least for us, because he's still in these times, but you know, talking about times back in the day, and like people always refer to the high school days or like college days. You know what I'm saying? Just when you're younger and you know you didn't have. Your life wasn't sorted out yet. You didn't have your day full of responsibilities and like so in line, and shit was kind of adventurous still. For some people that doesn't stop, but others they take different paths. Like I knew that I wanted the family path. So I'm in that season right now. Yeah. But when we think back to those days, it's because so much of the camaraderie that came with just hanging out with people that you vibed with and everybody just having a good life, enjoying every day, but also moving towards progress, right? And being able to have those free, open conversations with close friends, because that was the only people that you could be, ideally, not for everybody, but ideally be yourself, right? And like not worry about who cares about this or where this guy came from or whatever. We're just going to rag on everybody. It's going to be good times, good vibes. There's not any places as adult men that happens, bro. No. Like, so this, like barbershops are one of the few places that we can keep that alive, as long as we don't succumb to all the, you know, bullshit that goes on everywhere else. So that's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like coming to work. Yeah, it's a good time because you're like hanging out with your boys like you were back in the day. Nobody has time to do that anymore, but you need a haircut. So when you come in here, we're going to make it that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't been to a lot of shops that that's like that. you know, kind of like how you see like the barbershop movie, how you just got people chilling in there playing checkers. Mm-hmm. Like that's the kind of stuff that I want to experience, but I've never had that. So like when, you know, your boys come in, they come in with the beers and they're just sitting here chilling. And I thought he was going to get a haircut and he's like, nah, I just came in to chill, eat. Yeah. And then he bounced. Like, I like seeing stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It makes or coming 2 hours early just to chill and shoot the breeze, you know? Mm-hmm. I like that environment. And so I like what we got going on. So I like that that mindset.
Hell yeah, bro. That's the goal, man. I love that too. But I would just emphasize that it's in a positive way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like sometimes the guys will come in with beers and stuff, but usually people, when they think about barbershops like that, it's on some bullshit. Like you wouldn't want your kids to go up in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't.
Like it's ratchet.
You might be uncomfortable in that environment because it's maybe a little more hardcore, a little rough around the edges. Whereas I love that we can provide that at a level where anybody could walk through the door. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. Because you know, yeah, we get crazy in here, but everybody knows to be respectful.
Right. When to turn it down.
You know what I'm saying? And if they don't, like we've had clients before that maybe aren't used to that, and they don't. But then it's just a quick like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, watch out. That type of.
But thing. It's not even like in like a. It's cool too because it's not even in like a douche way or like yo, I'm trying to like boss you or like
yeah.
It's just like yo, like you know. Yeah, it's like a unwritten rule.
Yeah.
We're like, oh,
yeah. It's
well, because you'll notice, I think for a lot of guys, some guys are naturally more courteous, or I would say, I guess you use the word respectful with their language and the way they speak about people. And some, you know, depending on who you're with, everybody has certain people that they talk crazy with, but some people have a different level of like how open they are with people on that. And they just, once they see like, they'll accidentally hit that limit with a certain group and be like, hey bro, it's cool, but not in this situation. Right. Then they quickly are like, oh shit, my bad. Okay. I gotta like chill out.
I feel like you're talking about me.
No, but hey, if it applies, you know what I'm saying? If the shoe fits. But
did you hit your second point?
Yeah. Well,
or did
no, it was talking about the environment of the guys.
Okay.
That was the main thing. But I'm glad that we have Tuesday blocked off for creativity because we need to make sure that we keep this creativity going, in all aspects, because, you know, we all love what we do and the barbering and all that. But if we only think about barbering and not the other arts that we enjoy doing and we enjoy being creative with, then we'll get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. So I forgot to turn off the air compressor. I can hear it. But anyway, so yeah, we got to make sure we keep doing that, man. But I like where everything's going to.
It's fun. It's enjoyable. Not all of my clients love it. It's just fun.
You said not all of your clients love it?
I said all of my clients love it.
Not all my clients love it, but it's fun.
No, yeah. But it's funny because I have some of them that are like, yo, just go back to cutting in the garage.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But it's more common than y'all would probably think. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. I would never want somebody to take me back to the garage. Pause.
You know, from this, hey, go back to the garage.
That, bro, like,
that's crazy. Hey, to each his own, I guess.
And it's not even like the younger clients. Like I've had some older guys be like, yeah, bro, just go back to the garage.
Still, even after coming here?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're not allowed here anymore. Go take your ass to the garage.
I think it's just more because it's like solo.
Yeah.
It's like
more
a suite.
Introverted people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
But that's all right because the vibe in here, you can read the room easily.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like that too because like if Jimmy's on one level or Philby's on one level, but like I'm over there, like you just know we're not like, you know what I mean? You know you're not on the level. Like you'll try to come like make it fun, like try to make a level, or you know, if not, you're not gonna sit there and bring it on. What?
What? That just sounded crazy to me. I'm sorry.
What's happening, bro?
That was wild, man. I'm sorry. I tried to hold that one together. He's going nuts. He looks like some kind of like toy that you press the button and it just keeps vibrating.
The boy started drooling.
That's crazy. He's about to start
zoom in on that.
He hasn't even breathed, bro. Oh shit.
That's good.
Well. All right, boys. Well, I think that's a good episode, man. I appreciate y'all coming through for this one.
Love it, man.
Appreciate y'all being at work today.
Just be us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just be normal.
Oh, Jimmy's going to Chi-Town too.
Chi-Town.
So be safe out there. We'll see you.
Chirac.
We'll see you when you come back. We'll have another episode. This guy's still dying. So. All right, boys. Good shit.
All right, man.
That's
an episode.
Woo.